Hey all you cats and chicks out there, welcome back to Control Players Unite. I'm your host, Dr. Red. Today we're going to talk about why control decks are unpopular. First, an overview. We're going to go over reason 1 with its associated fallacy, followed by reason 2 with its associated fallacy. A fallacy is an incorrect way of reasoning. Then we're going to do some overarching responses to both reasons 1 and 2, followed by whether and why control decks are difficult to combat. The first reason is the degenerate argument. It states that you're not really doing anything when you play control. It's based on the idea that control decks are mindless, that draw and pass and win is not strategy, that they are cheap, requiring minimal effort, and as such anyone can do it so they're not special, and if they're not special, why bother playing them? Well, this minimally, ladies and gentlemen, is the hasty generalization fallacy. It's the idea that you make a judgment with insufficient data. Playing against 1 or 2 control decks is insufficient. And we can debate what counts as sufficient, but you understand the principle at work here. You need a large enough sample size to make a judgment about something. Not all control decks are draw and pass. Some decks require much effort, like Sander Wojciech's Ursulina V Mimikyu V deck, and not everyone can do it well. I'm not suggesting that players who do not play control are bad thinkers, but some decks require more skill to play than others. Think of something Tord Reklev cooks up. Then we have the no fun argument. It states that I'm not having fun because you're not allowing me to play. It's based on the idea that control is disrespectful to the game, that games are to be exciting, and that control is boring, that games are unnecessarily long and tedious. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is all based on the sunk cost fallacy. Sunk cost is the idea that a person is reluctant to abandon a strategy or course of action because he or she has invested heavily in it, even when it's clear that abandonment would be more beneficial for that person. In Pokemon cards, for example, you might play a Miraidon EX deck that costs you over $100, but it's not working, you're not winning any games, but you stay with it because of all the money and playtesting you spent on it. We also have, in addition, the idea that you are playing, just not the way you want. Even if your opponent is an aggro player and they are in the position of draw passing themselves because you lock them out of doing anything, they are playing the game, just not to their liking. And on that note, while games are typically fun, even competitive games, fun is still subjective. Maybe it is fun for the control player to lock somebody out, and that's just something the other player has to accept. Not to mention that some aggro decks are known for being super long, like Lost Zone. How long does it have to take a player to decide which cards are going in the Lost Zone off of a Comfy or a Chorus's Experiment? You tell me. There are some additional responses to the I'm not allowing you to play, not allowing you to have fun arguments. In addition to what we already said, it's not my responsibility to play for you. Misplays happen. Everyone needs to make their plays and earn their wins, and everyone needs to draw their outs. Number 2, it's not my fault that you are not prepared. Teching or not, your deck is your responsibility. Number 3, sometimes you just flat out lose. Losses happen, and we all need to take them and move on. And yet, why is control hard to combat? Sometimes. Well, the primary reason is that it offers so many outs. This is all-out Blitzel's Pidgeot EX with Wigglytuff EX control deck. Take note in the second row from the bottom, the 3 POW pads. They allow him to use all of his supporters to his liking and get them back in, and using Pidgeot EX's quick search ability to just do whatever he wants. So no matter what you do, he's going to have a response for you. The second reason is that it has a quicker setup. The Block Snorlax deck on top may very well have been set up quicker than the water deck on the bottom, but even then the water deck is not ready to attack. It might get set up and attack later, but it still needs KOs, and Block Snorlax is already gaining many resources for a quick counter. So that's it. That's over. Thanks for watching. What did I miss? Where am I wrong? Please leave a comment. Like and subscribe if you want to see more control content. Please take care of yourselves, and God bless you.